So guys, Darth Sluggle here, along with Princess Leia, as always. Gonna make a video today. I hadn't made one in a while. Also gonna let everybody know that I am gonna try to upgrade my setup here a little bit, so to speak. I'm gonna try to get a little bit better audio. I'm still gonna record my videos with my cell phone. I'm just not dumping a lot of money into this. But yeah, I wanted to go over Rey, dark side versus light side. What it all means. Is she actually going to go to the dark side, and the things that we can talk about that'll help us understand why I believe personally she is not going to go to the dark side. All right, there's definitely enough evidence to support the possibility of it, but there's also just as much evidence to support that she won't. All right, light side Rey, or things I'm going to go down the list with, is first, she helped BB-8 in The Force Awakens. And make no mistake about it, droids are droids. They're machines. They're, when a droid dies in Star Wars, no one has a funeral for him except for Lando Calrissian. He, lost his mind, so to speak. But most people just treat them like what they are. They're machines. You can replace them. She didn't sell BB-8. She could have. She's basically a slave, starving, working her tail off all the time just to survive. She could have sold BB-8 and had plenty of, rations to survive for a while. She didn't do that. Which just lets you know the kind of, I would say, the integrity in the character of Rey, which that's a good thing. She had an immediate connection with Finn, all right? Right off the bat, once they got out of the desert and they got onto the Falcon and they were fighting the First Order together, there was an immediate connection between the two. And it was meant to be perceived that way. And it only grew from there throughout the film. It's a shame that they didn't, or shouldn't say they, that it's a shame that Rian Johnson didn't continue that into The Last Jedi. And even Daisyridley thought that that was an unfortunate mistake. But, the thing to point out about Rey and Finn becoming true friends, real friends, is that Darksiders do not have friends at all. They have people's heads that they step on to keep themselves head and shoulders above everyone else. They use everyone they can to further their own agenda. She also had an immediate connection, so to speak, to the first Jedi Temple on Octu. That is a big sign that the light side of the Force has plans for Rey. Also, she didn't want to fight Ben in The Last Jedi. After they defeated the guards together, which basically Kylo Ren uses her to do this. And then after that's done, he's like, look, leave all this behind, join me. And, it's kind of like the Vader and Luke scene in Empire Strikes Back. But she didn't want to fight him. And that's a big thing too. That's not, we all want to see these big lightsaber battles and all that, and that's cool. But in the way that the Jedi live, that is not how they want to resolve situations. And also, she felt Luke become one with the Force. It's important to point that out because people as powerful as Palpatine didn't know for sure if Yoda had, passed on or not. He honestly did not know until it was confirmed by Luke. So the fact that she could feel that's a big telltale sign that she is very much attuned to the light side of the Force. Now, does she have dark side tendencies? Well, let's count the ways. In The Force Awakens, whereas I said a minute ago in The Last Jedi, she didn't want to kill Kylo because she had discovered all the things to do with him that basically made him like a victim, so to speak. So, once she kind of felt sorry for him, she didn't want to kill him. But before she knew all these things in The Force Awakens, when she only knew like what he did to Han Solo, what he did to Finn, and so on and so forth, she did want to kill him. And after she had defeated him, she wanted to kill him. And had the ground not broken apart and when the planet was deteriorating, she may have very well killed him. She was being pushed in that direction. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that was in the books. But, and she very well would have. Are we having a problem? Thank you. And Luke actually foreshadowed in The Last Jedi that Rey could have a turn to the dark side, because when he was giving her first lesson, and she went to the dark side or followed it, whatever it was she heard or felt, she went straight to it. She didn't avoid it or run from it. She went straight to it. And he says this, you went straight to the dark side. You didn't even try to resist it. You went straight to it. I'm going to point out in that situation that she didn't go to the dark side. She just didn't run from it. She wasn't, and this is a key word, she wasn't afraid of it. And from what we all know from what Yoda has said, fear is the path to the dark side. And, she was not afraid of it. This is also what, in a lot of ways, in my personal opinion, what led to Mace Windu's downfall, is after everything transpired during their lightsaber battle and Anakin, came in there and was trying to actually get Mace Windu to do the right thing. Mace Windu became afraid that if they arrested Palpatine, that he wouldn't go to jail, that, like what he said, he's got control of the Senate and, all this, that, and the other. He was afraid that the dark side power in Palpatine had already overrun everything. So his fear of what Palpatine was and had already become is, in a sense, what led him to try to do what he did, which was kill Palpatine, and is also what caused Anakin to take action. Had he had said, okay, yeah, let's put the cuffs on him, Anakin wouldn't have chopped his arm off, Sidious wouldn't have, blasted him with the Force lightning out the window, and would have had a different story. Rey's also got a problem with anger, all right? So we saw how her anger took hold of her in The Force Awakens when she was fighting Kylo. There's another more severe display of her anger, which was when she was mad at Luke Skywalker, and she basically hit him in the back, hit an old man in the back, knocked him down, and then commenced to have a Kenjo stick type sparring session, which she was losing handily, I might add. She's giving it everything she's got with her staff, and Luke Skywalker's got one hand behind his back, basically he literally looked like the teacher putting on a clinic here. This is how you do this. And when she was, getting defeated, so then she force pulls the lightsaber to her and says, okay, well, we'll do it like this. So definitely showing that her anger can take control of her emotions. Also, she showed a lot of anger and hate for Snoke and wanted to kill him. She tried to get her lightsaber, she took Kylo Ren's lightsaber, and she wanted to kill him. She is the only light side person, Jedi, whatever you want to call her. She's not a Jedi yet, in my opinion, but that's just me. That has basically like a Full Metal Jacket war cry. Nobody else that's a light side user has put their mean face on and let their war cry out to, when they were beginning to partake in battle. She does this. Which is another telltale sign about her anger. Now, what does all this mean? You could have an equal argument either way you want to go. Personally, I don't think that she's going to turn to the dark side. So for all the people that are Rey fans, and that want to see her move forward into good, I don't think you're going to have a problem here. I think that this scene is going to be something similar to like what Star Wars Theory said, where, he pointed out the movement. I don't know if y'all have seen his video. If you haven't, go check his video out where he talks about the movement of where she's moving, and you can see something to the side of the video moving that could be a reflection. She could have went back to the cave on Ahch-To and is in front of that reflection again that's showing her what she could become if she kills Kylo Ren or anyone for that matter. It becomes a easier to achieve habit, so to speak. But I do not believe she's going to turn to the dark side. I don't know how all of this is going to play out, and I'm not going to pretend like I do. I don't have any, as of right now, I don't have any source leaks about that material. But I will say that there's probably going to be some things take place in this movie that I don't want to use the word retcon, but I think it's going to go back, not necessarily against The Last Jedi. I think J.J. Abrams is more of a class act than to retcon or just blatantly do things like that. He would take Rian Johnson's story and say, okay, we know that this is what Kylo Ren said, but he was actually lying so that he could get Rey on his side, or he was doing this or doing that. I think there's going to be a lot of things that are, as Luke said, it's not going to go the way you think. It's actually going to go the way that we hoped it would. So for all the people that are hating on Star Wars out there, like geeks and gamers and people like that, I actually feel like this is going to be a good movie. I did not like The Last Jedi, as most people don't. They don't like that movie. But I do think that this movie is going to put everything back to where it needs to go. And what is the rise of Skywalker going to be? Don't know. We'll cover that in another video. I have some speculations and theories on that, and we'll get to that in another video. So thank you guys for watching. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, whichever, doesn't matter. And give me some comments. Let me know what you think. Do you think that Rey is actually going to turn to the dark side? Is Disney and Lucasfilm going to take the person they've put all this into and turn them to the dark side and then make someone else the hero? Someone has to be the hero. So yeah, like I said, leave a thumbs up or thumbs down. Please subscribe and ring the bell for more videos. So anyway, guys, thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.